Hey guys, I'm nowhere near Cold Harbor today. We're in the middle of deer season here in Virginia, and I'm not going to hunt in the woods anywhere. I'm in King William County today. You know I like Civil War relic hunting, and I'm not expecting to find anything Civil War, but you go where you can. And this spot, this house goes back to the Colonial era. I've hunted here twice before, and I didn't find much at all. I'm convinced there's got to be relics here, but I just haven't been able to get into them. So I'm hoping today will be the day. It's going to be a short hunt, but my word, what a historical property. The house is unimpressive. It's not a big mansion or anything like that, but the original part of the house does go back 1700s. It's a beautiful day here in Virginia. Though I'm far from Cold Harbor, some of the history of the earliest time in our country ought to be buried here somewhere. So I'm the battlefield walker. Let's go relic hunting. Found a lot of trash so far, and one little decorative tack. And we got a really good signal here. It's in my hand. Okay, what is that? It's brass. I can see green, but I don't know. Oh, wait, is that a ring? I believe that's a wedding band. Oh, my goodness. I think it is. It sure is. It's a wedding band. I mean, it's brass. It's not gold. It was common in colonial times for the people that didn't have all the money to have brass instead of... I mean, I'm assuming, I guess that could be some kind of a fitting, but it sure looks like a ring to me. That sure looks like a wedding band to me. We'll clean it up and see if we can see anything that might give us more hints when we get home. But that sure looks like a ring, doesn't it? It won't go very far on me. Huh. This is the little tack I found just a couple of inches away from that ring or whatever it is. There's a little decorative tack probably off of a saddle or something like that. But if that's a ring, that's pretty cool. I don't find them very often. I found a few rings on battlefields, but not very often. Wow. That rang up at about a 93. I'm kind of surprised. I dug that wedding band right there. 82, 96. Yeah, that sounds really good. I'm using a program called Hot Sifter that I use if I'm in a trashy spot. It does help you figure out the difference between junk and something that's brass, or sometimes iron fools this machine. I mean, it's better more often than it's bad, but sometimes it will fool it. Let's see what we got here. Oh, sounds bad now. Oh yeah. So certainly iron, and we're not gonna dig that. That's so obviously a trashy signal. Yep, just dig it up and disturb the ground. All right, so I've been digging typical house site junk, hinges and iron stuff. And all right, that's a little piece of iron. Yeah, an old nail. That ain't hitting on much. That's not what we're looking for. But there's more in here. Oh, shoot. Look at that. Man, really good sounding signal, and it's nails. Oh, man, I got a feeling I'm going to be digging cruddy old nails for a while. Yep, another nail. Wow. All right, nails, nails, nails. We're right off the back of the original house. And I found some brass items and things. And a lot of iron. Oh my goodness, another hinge. Look at that thing. That's a big old hinge. It's about the third one of those I've dug up. Well, I said I thought that big old fat chimney was probably the site of the original kitchen. And of course I found tons of iron junk, as you would expect, in this area here where the building was probably burnt down and pushed over. But look right here. No engraving on it. Pretty cool though, off of a place this old. Colonial? Somebody tell me. I don't know. Pretty good signal here. A couple feet away from the horseshoe. Nothing unusual about a horseshoe on a Colonial site. Modern aluminum. Dug a plug out. It's in the plug somewhere. Ah! Aluminum. Dog it. Alright, got a decent signal there. Alright, out of the hole. I think I see it. What is that? Some kind of coin. Oh, okay. Indian head penny. I'll check the date out when we get home, but alright, we're a little bit further than where we found that Indian penny. Got the same kind of signal. It's a shotgun shell. So there you go. Big old pond right straight ahead of me. Alright, that's right in the middle of the cow pile. I wonder if the cow ate something. Kick that aside. Oh! It really was in the cow pile. I ain't going through that. Oh yeah, there it is. Gosh, that's big. But at this point, I'm invested. I want to know what it is. Whew. Just goes on and on. What in the world? Good grief. Big enough to be a DeSoto. Great. That's thin, whatever it is. Just thin iron. Whew. That worked me over a little bit. This is about as deep as anything I've dug today. It's down there. Let's see if it's too big to get out of the hole. It's thin iron too, because it's peeling up. And I don't think that's anything I'm interested in. Nothing. This is making me think back to that ghost signal from a few videos back. Oh boy. I need to hear something promising. It's pretty darn soon. Wow. I'm getting pinpointer signal now. At least I know it's not a ghost signal. My shovel is about 3 feet long. Oh, wow. I hope it's a box full of money. I don't know whether you'll be able to see it. It's dark in that hole. But in the bottom of that hole, is some iron. And it's over 3 feet deep. I'm assuming at some point in the past they pushed something down in this bottom and then bulldozed over it. Oh, it's thin iron again. Must be some kind of building material or something that they buried back in here. Wow, you scared me to death, mister. And you're a bull, too. You ain't no cow. Y'all go away, leave me alone. Anything I can do for you? Wow. Talk about a waste of time. Y'all mind if I hunt in your backyard a little bit more? I believe this guy wants to play. Whoa, look out there. Might fall down. Don't step on my machine. Man, this place is full of iron. That is an old horseshoe. That dude has been in the ground a long time. You showing off? Piece of wagon or plowing equipment or something. Don't you come up behind me. You know, even when you have a day like today where you really don't find much, I found one little brass tack, Indian head penny, and that wedding band, which of course saved the day. Hey, you're making me nervous. But even when you have something like that, a day like that, you're out in God's creation in the open air, and it's just really nice. All right, I've moved to another part of the farmyard. There's just way too much junk. I found lots of iron stuff and some aluminum, but I did find a harmonica reed. Yeah, I got some pottery coming out. Right up behind the house, some pottery, some more pottery, china, something, I don't know what it is. I think that's part of a stove, some kind of iron that was manufactured to be stronger. I'd say that's part of a wood stove or something. The sun's getting kind of low. I'd have to find something pretty good in this hole to make me want to keep going much further. Is that it? Yep. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is, but it sure looks copper. And it sure looks like it's got M-A something. M-A-W or something. Well, there's a different kind of horseshoe. I think we all know what kind of horseshoe that is. As my father used to say, I think I've enjoyed about all of this I can stand. Time to go pick up the pieces I've dropped along the way. Starting with Mr. Horseshoe. You guys who do nothing but hunt house sites, you have got my respect. Too much work for me. Alright. Another horseshoe. Couple of big old iron something or others. There's my other pile of iron. Another horseshoe. Hinges and horseshoes. Yeah. Hey guys, welcome. I've got a lap full of relics here and I don't want to drop any of them. I want to talk to you today just a little bit about powder flasks. We do find them on the Civil War battlefields from time to time. I want to show you some powder flasks. This one is just a flattened pistol flask with a eagle design on the front. On the banner under the eagle it says E pluribus unum. Military motifs were extremely popular in the 19th century, the mid-1800s. They were extremely popular, so it's not unusual to find one like this. But this is found on a battlefield, obviously Civil War used, and it's a pistol flask. Second one I want to show you is another one that was found on the battlefield. This is quite amazing, really, that it's in as good a shape as it's in. So this one is a different kind of eagle. He's a standing eagle with his wings over him. But again, it's a military patriotic motif. It is complete, including the cutoff and the spring and the spout, and everything's there. A third powder flask that was found on the battlefield is this one. This one does not have a military motif. It just has a decorative pattern there. I'm sure there's a name for it, but I don't know what it is. But here's my problem. This little pistol flask here, again, has an eagle motif. The problem is, I don't know whether it's original or not. This came down to me from my dad. I know he had it as early as the 1970s. It certainly could be a reproduction. I tend to think it may not be, because it does have a good strong patina on it. It's well made. The motif that's embossed in the flask is so crisp and clear. Every feather on the eagle is very, very crisp. A lot of times when we're looking at reproductions or restrikes, as some people call them when referring to buckles, the motifs and designs won't be nearly as sharp. This is about as sharp as it comes, and I think this flask is original. This one was obviously not dug on the battlefield, but I think it's original. Now, the last one I am not so sure about. This was my dad's as well. This is a rifle or musket black powder flask, and I tend to think this may be a reproduction. I will say that this motif is very definitely a Civil War battle motif, but it's not as sharp. The motif looks like it could be a restrike, or it could be a reproduction. The other thing that concerns me is everything works perfectly. The spring-loaded, pre-measured spout, the loading port on it. But this is a problem that relic hunters have, and collectors of Civil War relics have, because there are a ton of reproductions out there, especially when it comes to buckles, but also buttons, powder flasks, rifles, sabers, bayonets, all kinds of things were remade or restruck, and you have to be careful. Don't spend a lot of money on something that someone swears belonged to his great-great-grandpappy if you haven't talked to somebody who knows their stuff. Anyway, these powder flasks, they're unusual to find because they're rather delicate. This one just fell apart in my lap. I've got 3 battlefield found flasks here. If you're lucky enough to find one, you're in a pretty good club, especially if it's as complete as these are. Glad you joined me today. If you like what you saw, feel free to like and subscribe. That would help. We'll go relic hunting again. Until then, I'm the Battlefield Walker. Happy New Year, and be good and say your prayers.